everyone, and welcome back to SGN. I'm John Krasinski, and now...
What the heck? Em, what are you doing? Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to SGN. I'm John Krasinski. And what the heck just happened? Well, while we figure it out, let's get straight to the good news. And luckily for me, the good could be found just about everywhere, as it became abundantly clear heading into week 7 that people are now rallying and taking quarantine into their very own hands.
Hey boys, when are we going on a run though?
Yeah, it's on.
Let's do this.
And unbeknownst to the rest of the world, over on TikTok, the Olympics are still going on. In Kansas City, something magical is happening. In order to keep their neighborhood spirits high, the Perry family is raising their daughter even higher. And speaking of raising spirits, when these three sisters stare quarantine right in the face, it goes a little something like this.
Get past the people, get past the hitman. Get on down tonight. I wanna get on the good foot. Good foot. I got to get on the good foot.
And that brings us to our favorite good news story of the week. In Sioux Falls, South Dakota, 11-year-old Emerson is known for the letters she writes to the one she loves. Why? Well, these aren't just any old letters. One day, after sending a whole bunch of letters throughout quarantine, Emerson decided that one person in particular deserved one of her special letters. Her mailman, Doug. Well, Doug took that letter and showed it to all his fellow employees at the United States Postal Service. It meant so much to everyone, they wanted to write back. And just like that, good news spreads fast. And it's time now once again for a check on the weather. Emma, how's it looking out there?
Looks pretty good.
Thanks, Emma. And that brings us to a segment we like to call Love in the Time of Quarantine. Because through these difficult times, through all the anxiety, through all the confusion, the one constant that we've seen is that one of life's greatest cliches proves exactly why cliches are usually the truth. And so it has never been more clear to us here at SGN that love will conquer all.
I love you.
Yeah. Oh my God! I like you. I like you. And how you always work on you. Don't say one. Wait, bus.
And let's all not forget that one of the most tangible and certainly the cutest symbols of love are still arriving every single day. And not even quarantine can stop one of life's greatest opportunities to celebrate love: weddings.
With this ring,
you may now kiss your bride.
Do you reaffirm your promise to Dad and to put your full faith and trust in him so long as you both shall live? Dad?
I do.
Didn't ask the question yet.
And now, on a personal note, perhaps my favorite love story of the week was a couple down in Maryland whose wedding proposal was oddly familiar. For more on that story, we go now to our Love Will Conquer All correspondents, Susan and John. Hi, guys. It is so nice to meet you guys.
Yeah,
oh
absolutely.
my God, it's amazing.
This is making my day.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
ours too.
You sent in, I think, the greatest proposal video I've ever seen.
Yes, he did so good.
Congratulations, guys. You now have proved that that proposal works 100% of the time now.
Yes.
You just made that so. So I have to hear the story. Tell me the story. What happened?
So I knew the proposal needed to be something really special, but also really something unique. And you know, the office has been something that has connected the two of us for a very, very long time. So it just felt right.
That is awesome.
And then he got down on one knee and he was like, you know, just like, Jim, I can't wait any longer. Yeah.
Come on now. That's the stuff, John. That's that sweet, sweet stuff. Well, you know, in your tweet, you had asked if I would attend, right? If I'm able to attend, I think is the word you said, which was very polite, very Southern polite. I liked it. The truth is, I am able to attend, but only if we do it right now. You think I'm kidding, but I just got ordained as a minister for you guys. And I'm sure you're wondering to yourself, I'm sure you're like, what do we need for this, right? I mean, you probably need parents, right? You probably need some parents to be here.
Yeah.
So I think I can do parents. Hold on.
No, Mom.
No big deal.
Daddy.
That's your mom and dad.
Hello, guys.
Hi, guys.
You also need other parents. John, you have parents, don't you?
I do.
Here we go.
Hi.
Boom! We are officially one big happy family. And a stranger. All right, all right. Are we ready to get this party started? No, we are not. We need a bridesmaid, a groomsman. Come on, guys. It's just standard. Boom! Patricia and Tom, you are best friends.
I really should have put on a shirt and tie, huh?
No, that's the best part. You don't need that. Woo! We are now cooking with gas, but we are not done. Johnny, you need a best man. I got you. Susan, you are going to need a maid of honor. Patricia, I'm sorry, but just for today, we have someone else in mind. Ladies and gentlemen, my dear friend, Jenna Fisher.
Oh my God. Oh, Jenna, you look gorgeous.
It's your wedding day. I had to get dressed up. Come on now. I don't know what your wedding colors are, but I went with pink and white.
That's it. You got it.
That actually is our color.
Now, Sid, let's get real, okay? I know this whole social distancing thing has thrown a real wrench in the whole walking your daughter down the aisle thing, but I think I have a pretty good backup plan. I don't know if you guys are country fans, but a good friend of mine has written a song for exactly this occasion, and his name is Zach Brown. Oh!
Oh my God.
When I asked him, he said, "Oh, I have this new song and you're throwing a wedding. That sounds perfect for me."
Absolutely, that's what it's about. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're gonna kick off this ceremony. Here we go, guys. She's walking down the aisle to Zach Brown.
Daddy.
Most nights I try to pack, got you climbing on my back, saying, "Daddy, when am I gonna see you again?" You know I gotta go out on the road and get on with the show. So most nights your mama's gonna tuck you in. When you're missing me, look at the stars up there. I'll be wishing on the same ones to sing this Father's prayer. I hope you see the 7 wonders. I hope you sail the 7 seas. I hope you let the whole world in your heart, but you still got room for me. I hope you find a guy that treats you right. On your wedding night, I'll raise a toast. Hope he understands I'll always be the man that loves you the most.
Yeah.
Come on, everybody.
Fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
That was amazing. Zach, thank you so much for doing that. I think you made me cry harder than anyone. Oh my God.
It was getting me too.
Okay, I got to pull it together because we are heading into the meat of this thing. That's right, John. Grab Susan's hand because this is happening. You are about to get virtually married. John, do you take Susan to be your lawfully wedded wife, to love, protect, and defend as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Susan, do you take John to be your lawfully wedded husband, to love, protect, and defend as long as you both shall live?
Of course, I do.
By the power vested in me by this piece of paper and seemingly the state of Maryland, I now pronounce you husband and wife. John, you may now kiss the bride.
Yay.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lushes. I've been waiting to say that forever.
Congratulations to the lucky couple.
No, I love you, Daddy.
My new son-in-law. I never thought it would happen.
Here's all I'm going to say. One day, your kids are going to assume that their parents are soulmates. And in your case, they will be right. Congratulations, you guys.
Thank you.
I didn't make a speech, but I did want to do this to commemorate the day. That is just for you guys. All right, I haven't done that but once in my life. This is coming to you to put on the wall, if you even want that.
We do.
I don't even know where to go from here. That's a lie. I do. And guys, there's only one way out of this wedding. And Susan and John, because you so elegantly ripped off our show for your proposal, I feel like it's only fitting that you rip off the wedding too. So, let's rock. Well, we can't play this song unless you let me invite some of my family to the party. Ladies and gentlemen, the cast of The Office.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
It's you and me moving at the speed of light into eternity. Yeah. Tonight is the night. You join me in the middle of ecstasy. Feel the melody and the rhythm of the music around you, around you. I'ma take you there, I'ma take you there. So don't be scared, I'm right here, baby. We can go anywhere, but first, it's your chance. Take my hand, come with me. It's like I'm waiting for all night, oh, it's one night. It's gonna be me, you, and the dance floor. 'Cause we only got one night. Double your pleasure, double your fun, and dance forever.
John and Susan, congratulations! Yes! Thank you so much for being a part of this. You're not only good sports and a beautiful couple, but you also represent all the other beautiful couples in the world who are going through the exact same thing. So we here at SGN are here for you, and we're here for them. Congratulations to all. Thank you so much. What a beautiful night. And that will do it. Not only for this episode of SGN, but for the first and only SGN wedding. Because let's be honest, how does it get better than that? It doesn't. This is SGN. I'm John Krasinski, asking you to remember, no matter how hard things get, there is always good in the world. We will see you next time. Good night.